Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing well, and I've got another playtest of Collided Worlds for you guys today. I'm going to be having a matchup between the two winning players of the first two playtests, so I've got red and blue. Kind of fitting that I've got red and blue today, considering I'm recording this on Memorial Day in the US, so I've got the red and blue decks right here. I've already shuffled and set everything up, and I've kind of decided that red's going to go first for this little playtest, so I'm going to reveal the hands and ready to go. And so remember, the player going first doesn't draw on their first turn. They just get to play out whatever they've got in their hand if they've got a pretty good opener here. So red player's going to start off with Johnny Lockjaw Jones and gain those 2 action points to start things off, and they're immediately going to spend them for a hypermobility action card, which allows them to give a unit rush until the end of the turn, allowing it to attack right away. So Johnny here's going to get to attack right away on the first turn, and the red player is going to do just that. That's what red kind of does, and they just go in right away, and they deal 1 damage to the blue player. And so now the blue player gets to go. So while the blue player has taken a point of damage, they still have 7 cards in their hand they can work with, and they're going to start off actually by playing Arrow Down. They're going to gain their 2 units of star power or of action points here. Arrow has 600 combat power and an action ability that allows you to shuffle it into your deck, which can be nice in certain situations. Remember that when you shuffle a unit into its owner's deck, it gets to heal, so that can be a pretty useful. It can also be useful when your board is full and you want to put something else down to gain some more resources. Arrow can't attack yet, so it's now back to the red player's turn. They're going to draw their card. Red player's going to put down Billy and gain 3 action points. Unfortunately, the cards they have in their hand are a bit too expensive for what they want to do. So now the red player is going to... They're still going to pour on the pressure. They're going to try to attack, see if the blue player is going to try to block here, which they are going to do, which will take Johnny out, but also deal 500 damage to the arrow. So now the blue player's turn. They're going to draw again. And for their turn, they're going to play Matt for another 2 action points. They're going to spend their 4 action points on Strategize to draw some extra cards. And blue player doesn't really want to attack here, so they're just going to pass, and it'll be the red player's turn. And the red player is not sure if they didn't really draw a character, so they're going to try to go in. Well, the red player is going to pass as well, just in case. So back to blue, they're going to draw. Blue's going to play down Chase to give them another 2 action points to spend. And wouldn't you know it, that's just enough for them to be able to play a Psychic Repulsion to return an opposing unit to its owner's hand. So they're going to return that Billy to its owner's hand. But now the blue player is going to take their chance to go on the offensive. They're going to let Matt and Arrow both attack. Blue doesn't really have any blockers, and Matt has evasive, so they're going to take 2 damage here. And the tides have turned just like that. Back to the red player. They're going to draw their card. They've got a lot of choices. The red player is going to play Billy here, gain another 3 points for using actions, and they're actually going to spend all but 1 of their action points to play a bombardment action card, which is going to do some serious damage, 200 to each opposing unit. So that's 200 here. And then that's going to knock out both Matt and Arrow. So the red player can't attack yet. No rush on any of their characters. But it is back to the blue player's turn. They're going to draw. The blue player is going to play Fuya out. Gain 4 action points. Fuya has an on-play effect that allows it to look at the top card of the deck and decide whether to put it at the bottom. They're going to put that one at the bottom. They are going to spend their 2 to play another psychic repulsion, bounce Billy back to its owner's hand. And the blue player's starting to turn now, and so the blue player is going to attack and deal another point of damage. And so now it's the red player is really in dire straits here. They're going to need some way to really turn this around really quickly here. They're going to play Billy back down and gain their 4 action points. Now the red player has some targeted shots they can play to try to knock out a unit. The problem is Chase has an ability called Stealth, which states while it's frozen, the unit cannot be targeted by card effects. So unfortunately, they are going to could still get rid of a character though, which they are going to go ahead and play. Do they want to do that? I think they are going to use their removal on the Fuya to get rid of it. They could the blue player could potentially have a joint attack and just guarantee them the win, but they want to try to minimize that as much as possible. So now back to the blue player. They're going to draw. Matt's going to come down, give them 2 more, and blue is going to try to continue to capitalize on that card advantage. They'll play another strategize to draw 2 more. And the blue player doesn't have good attacks just yet, so they're going to let the red player go. So now the red player is going to play Dexter out now, which gets rushed since Billy's in play. They also gain their 3 action points. and they don't have much they can do, so they're going to attack once with each of their characters, since they have a bit of an advantage on their combat power. And so the blue player's just going to end up blocking the Dexter here, so Dexter takes 3, and that's going to be enough to knock out the chase, and they're just going to let the other attack go through, take that point of damage, and now it is back to the blue player's turn, where the red player's out of blockers, so they're just going to let Matt attack in and win the game right there. And that'll do it for this little playtest. Thank you very much for watching. Definitely leave a like if you enjoyed, and as always, comment below on what some of your thoughts on some of the cards are. Next time I'll have a video between the two losing decks. I'll have yellow versus green, and then I'll probably do some other matchups later. I'm also going to be working on a new wave of playtest decks for this game, since I'm working on the spreadsheet as well, so that one was a little quicker, so I will see you in whatever video I upload next, and take care.